Have a good day, ladies and gentlemen. I am Mr. Abdul Qadir Al-Kahraman from Turkey. I am the special advisor of our leader Namdi Kanu and special advisor for the Biafra nations worldwide. So we are working for our struggle and the freedom, local and international. And I would like to inform you some more information that local and international community they have to know. According to the last census conducted in November 1963, the population of the Republic of Biafra is 12.4 million. We have to call all our national coordinator, ambassador of the Biafra for each country. And also our leader is President of the Republic of Biafra. We are government. They recognize or not recognize. We have map, we have our currency, we have our land, we have our government. Even now we are fighting for the freedom without muzzles, guns, but we are fighter of the freedom. When we already pay the cost of the freedom with our nation blood. The figure has risen by the date of this population to over 14 million following the crisis of 1966 in the former Federation of the Nigeria, and which, as has already been mentioned, forced Biafrans in other parts of the Federation to take refuge in their home region. The present population of Biafra therefore equals the total number of people inhabiting the West African states of Togo, Dahomey, Ghana, Liberia, Sierra Leone and Gambia put together. In the whole of Africa, Biafra is now the fourth largest in population, exceeded only by Nigeria, the UAR and Ethiopia, and equivalent Congo, Kinshasa. However, her population density of about 500 persons per square mile is the highest in the whole of Africa. The significance of this factor in terms of economic development, arid potentialities is obvious. A tradition that has become generally accepted divides the population of Biafra into four main tribes, a division which accounts for 98% of the total population inhabiting the country, namely the Ibos, the Ibibio, Afix, the Jaws and the Ogojas. But in fact this is an simplification introduced by people foreign to Biafra. Until the above classification, the people of the territory did not live or regards themselves as homogeneous tribes differing one from another. Rather, they lived in towns and villages, each of which regarded itself as these things, although in many cases link it to its neighbors by a mythical or real ancestor. Thus the people now known as Igbos thought of themselves as Auca, Bende, Aro, Gua, etc. The Ibibio affix as Uyo, Itu, etc. The Jau as Okrika, Ibane, Kalabari, Nambe, etc. and the Ogojas as Ekoi, Akunakuna, Boki, etc. In other words, the present Ibos, Ibibio affix, Ojojas and Javs did not regard themselves as such until they were so classified by foreigners. For example, the word Ibo was probably derived from Hebo, which, according to some European traders of the 19th century, was the name given by Biafran traders on the coast to the hinterland era, where they traded. Subsequent European traders slightly changed the word to Eboe, from which Ibo was derived. It should be noted also that the same Biafran traders on the coast differentiated between the Ibo in the hinterland and the Kva Ibo, that is, Ibos living on the Kva River. The latter are now known as Ibobios. The traders, of course, were merely using the word Ibo as a general term of people living in the hinterland rather than for a tribe in the modern sense of the word. The term Ibo was applied by all the inhabitants of the Eastern Delta to those of the Western Delta and never to themselves. It is interesting to note also that the rivering groups on the banks of the lower Niger, Onitsha, Osomari, Aguta, refer to their hinterland neighbors as Igbo, a term which they do not apply to themselves. Thus it would seem that modern tribal consciousness, represented by the application of the term Ibo, Ibibio, Ligio, or Ogoja in Biafra, was fostered not by the people themselves but by foreigners who were ignorant of the intricate bonds which held the country together and who classified Biafrans according to their own linguistic and other criteria. These bonds were woven from the earliest time when the territory was peopled. Archaeological evidence reveals that Biafra has been under continuous human occupation for at least 3,000 years, and as is now being discovered that her people developed an ancient civilization 1,000 years ago, that is about half a millennium before the emergence of the Kingdom of Benin. Linguistic data also confirm the antiquity of the main languages spoken in the era, it seems, therefore, that the main group of Biafra were indigenous to the territory, and that contact among them has existed since primeval times. This does not mean, of course, that the era was not touched, even in early times, by external influences. Naturally, populations on both sides of the Biafran borders have had cultural and other exchanges over the centuries. Thus, the Delta city-states of Kalabari, Boni, Brass have traditions which reveal an early Benin influence, while the reverend city-states of the Onitsha and Osomari have come cultural affinities with Benin and Igala. More recently, of course, the entire area has come under the influence of Western civilization, but while these external influences are significant, what is of paramount importance is the acculturation and interdependence which have taken place among the various indigenous groups within the area. This is very important. We will going to continue with our blessed nation as soon as possible, and keep fighting for the freedom. We are together. One love. We are Biafrans worldwide, and freedom will be very soon. Thank you very much for listening, and hope to see you soon in freedom time. Freedom or freedom. Freedom or die. No way. No way. Thank you very much.